All right, with the time being 6:45, I now call the meeting of the Appointments Committee of the Gardner City Council, Monday, March 17th, 2025. To order, the record should reflect that all members of the committee are present. Chair Heath, Councilor Hagelin, Councilor Kaczynskis. Also present is Mayor Nicholson. Announcement of open meeting recording. Is anyone recording today's meeting besides staff? There is none. Reading with prior minutes, there are none. Interview of following appointees. Really did the interviews, resignations, where we go through that. Discussion of appointees. Item 11485, a measure confirming the mayor's appointment of Corey Hasselman to the position of Veterans Agent, Veterans Bureau Agent. Sorry, report from the mayor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So I talked a little bit about Director Hasselman at our last meeting. He's really been a great asset to us in the city. You heard from him at his interview at the last meeting too. Just for clarification, the difference between the Veterans Service Agent and the Veterans Burial Agent. The Veterans Service Agent deals with the veterans who are going through their different benefit packages throughout the day. The Veterans Burial Agent, part of the job is to certify which veterans have flags on their graves for the period between Memorial Day when they're picked up till they're picked up in the fall season. So that's the difference between the two. We have to appoint those separate under state law. So that's why it's two separate appointments together as one.
Any questions, Councilor Hagelin?
No.
Councilor Kaczynskis, any questions?
No, I have no questions. As you said, we did, at our previous meeting last week, we did have an interview with the appointee, so that was part of it. It was very helpful, and he's here this evening. The mayor's write-ups that he has subsequently submitted to us since our last meeting for this meeting for these 4 appointments was very helpful. And I did just want to request that the email that we got from the mayor with the write-ups go into the minutes of the meeting today. Thank you. Mr. Chair, is that good to go with that? Okay. But specifically on this item, I have no questions. I think the interview that we had with the appointee at the previous meeting, as well as the mayor's words and write-up, answered all of my questions, and also being a reappointment. So thank you.
I think there might have been just a little mix up on the spelling of the name, but I think that was since corrected.
Yep.
Is there a motion?
Move to recommend to the full council that the appointment be confirmed.
Second.
All right. Motion made by Councilor Hagelin, seconded by Councilor Kaczynskis to recommend the mayor's appointment. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. All right, item number 11492, a measure confirming the mayor's appointment of Ron G. Darmethka to the position of Member Council of Aging. Report from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Darmeka currently serves as the chair of the Council on Aging and has done that for about the last 3 years or so. He's been a very active member in the planning and the execution of the different events and programming over at the Senior Center, working with our Senior Center Director. Comes very highly recommended by the Director himself and by the other members of the Council on Aging, and I'm very happy with the performance that he's done. So I'm happy to put him forward for a reappointment.
Any questions, comments?
Thank you,
Councilor Hagelin?
Mr. Chairman. Nothing too much. I've known Ron in different capacities for probably the last decade or so now. I've always found him to be, an upstanding citizen. He's local. He knows and loves Gardner a lot. I think, like the mayor said, he's very active and enthusiastic about the senior center and what's going on there, and involved in a lot of the programming they do. This is a volunteer and unpaid position. I think he goes above and beyond, so I'm happy to support this, recommendation to confirm this appointment.
Councilor Kaczynskis, comments, questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing further than I agree with the councilor. I think he gave a great summary of Mr. Darmeka. He is a staple at the Senior Center. Pretty much every event you go to, you see him there. He's always talking with all of the seniors that attend their events. he always comes over and says hello. He does very good work. It's intentional and meaningful for this position. He holds it well, and I'm really glad to see his reappointment. He's also very proud of the Council on Aging and the work that they do, and he's very communicative, and I certainly appreciate that because I think our senior centers, it's very strong, it's going good places with its new physical structure it's going to have, and I think someone like that being a representative on the Council on Aging and all of the work that they do is very, very important for that. So I'm glad to see him, and I will be supporting his reappointment.
So yeah, I was actually able to go ahead and meet up with Mr. Gardner over on Friday. I was at the senior center. They were doing a lot of what is it called? They were doing tickets. They were giving out all the a lot of food. It was a great time. A lot of jokes, things as such. He definitely brings a lot of light into the room. So I definitely am happy to support this as well. Thank you, Mayor. Motion?
I'll make a motion to recommend to the full council confirmation of the mayor's appointment.
Seconded.
All right, motion made by Councilor Kozinskis, seconded by Councilor Hagelin to recommend the mayor's appointment. Is there any discussion?
The only thing I would add is that Mr. Jarmeka was at our previous meeting, as it had been on the council agenda, and it was understanding that we didn't have our write-ups yet, so I just want to reflect that, he was there and present for that meeting for his appointment.
He was there, also, Director Ellis was also there as well, in the upcoming appointee as well, so. Again, motion made by Councilor Kozinskis, seconded by Councilor Hagelin. All those opposed? Oh, I'm sorry. To recommend the mayor's appointment. Any discussion? There is no more discussion, right? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item number 11493, a measure confirming the mayor's appointment of Paul Leone to the position of member, Council of Aging. Report from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Leone is finishing up his first 3-year term as a member of the Council on Aging. He's been quite active as well in the Council on Aging and the programming and everything being done over at the Senior Center as a former author and a former reporter for various different publications and newspapers and such. He likes being involved. He likes making a difference in the community, likes getting down and getting to know the knit and grit behind the things that happen and be involved on the work that's being done to make the community a better place. In fact, he, like I'm sure the other members of the Council on Aging, are over at the Lamb Stew Night at the Senior Center that's currently happening for St. Patrick's Day. And all the power to them on that one. But this is a volunteer, unpaid position, as all of the members of the Council on Aging are, and I'm happy to put forward his reappointment.
Councilor Kozinskis, any comments?
Any questions or comments? Mr. Leone, through being actually Ward 2 counselor before Chair Heath was in that position, and we both know Paul over in his neighborhood very well. I see him walking into my dog all the time, and I love his dogs all the time. But he is always so happy to know what's going on in the city, pays attention, super involved. I was so glad when he became appointed on the Council on Aging because I knew that he'd be a fantastic advocate, he'd be super involved, he would show up, and he'd be a great representative of the Council on Aging, and he certainly proved that. So, well, I have no questions. My own experience with him also is that he is very artistic, and so he brings that kind of skill to the Senior Center as well, with all the different forms of art that he appreciates, and I've heard the stories from him on how that has worked out through his own classes that he teaches, but on top of everything, he is one who will chit-chat every time you see him, and he always wants to engage the people around him when it comes to the Senior Center, and I think that really helps bring people to the different activities and things, so I will be supporting his reappointment.
Thank you, Councilor Hagelin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll second all of that. I've had the chance of getting to know Paul just in the last few years, and again, loves Gardner, super excited about the community and everything going on in it, and has really made himself, I think, a bigger part of it, which is exciting. Nice guy, and he was also, as mentioned earlier, he was also here at our last meeting. I want to thank the mayor too for getting us the write-ups on these so that we can finalize this process, and I look forward to supporting this reappointment as well.
Thank you. So, as Councilor Kozinski said, I've had my run-ins with Mr. Leone, and they've always been positive. Whether I'm in his area, in the development over there, talking to him, or I see him in the grocery stores, he brings some, how do you say it? He brings some sunshine to a lot of the stuff that's going on in the city. And he's very appreciative of everything that is happening in the city, of what we're doing, and he speaks so highly of the Council of Aging and how excited he is to be a part of it. When I was there with him on Friday, I guess I was his I was helping him read the numbers for the winners of the raffles and things and such, which he had me in stitches the whole time. So it's always a great time with him, and he loves getting everybody involved, and he knows everybody. So I'm definitely going to be happy to go ahead and go support this. That's it. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to recommend to the full council confirmation of the mayor's appointment.
Seconded.
All right. Motion made by Councilor Kozinski, seconded by Councilor Haglund to recommend the mayor's appointment. Is there any discussion? No. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Item number 11494, measure confirming the mayor's appointment of Paul Crowley to the position of member Council of Aging. Report from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Crowley is finishing his first 3-year appointment as a member of the Council on Aging. He has extensive background in the city's business community before becoming an adjunct professor at Mount Wachusett Community College in various different capacities. He's been an active volunteer over at the center and really helped bring a perspective to try to help grow the programming at the senior center and bring in new people who wouldn't normally think they fit in a senior center, and trying to show that there's a little something for everyone there. As state law says that senior centers are open to anyone over the age of 55. So it's something that he's really helped change that, or work to change that perspective that's there, and hopefully we'll continue that work forward, and I'm happy to put his reappointment up.
Comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing in particular. He was at our last meeting. Appreciate the write-up again. I haven't had the chance to meet him, but really impressed with that, I think, resume and background. It's a really unique experience for the role, and so I think he's uniquely qualified, and again, sounds like a great member, and so I look forward to supporting this reappointment.
Comments?
I have no questions. I think the write-up is pretty thorough from what I've heard. I'm glad to know that he's interested in a reappointment and that he's gotten such a good recommendation. It sounds like we have a good balance of people on the Council on Aging of experience, and from, like I said, from the write-up and his experience, I think it's great for the senior center and all of the different functions of the Council on Aging. So I will be supporting his reappointment.
So thank you. I read the write-up. It's a really good write-up. I'm really bad with names. I'm really good with faces. I don't know if I know him. I probably say hi to him every day, and I really don't know. But I did, when I was at the senior center, I did tell him my Fridays are available, and I would love to be there a lot more. So I'm pretty sure we'll be running into each other, things and such. So with that being said, I'm definitely supporting this item. Is there a motion?
Move to recommend to the full council that the appointment be confirmed.
Second?
All right, motion made by Councilor Haglund, seconded by Councilor Kozinski to recommend the mayor's appointment. Is there any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All right, motion made by Councilor Kozinski, seconded by Councilor Haglund. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. We stay adjourned.
Thank you.
Cool.